Why is it not working? Hi. Got nothing else to say, man.
Thanks for watching, guys. It's been a bit depressing, but we're off now. Yeah.
I hate football.
You're
But yeah,
really loud. You're really. You need to turn your gain down.
that
You're
better?
like Brian Blessed.
Is that better? I don't even want to hear my
Yeah,
voice.
that's better. Yeah, that's way better.
Anyway, welcome to Depressed Old Reds. And yeah, like, subscribe. OK Jerseys sponsoring us. You know the drill. Get your shirts, 15 quid. I have checked. They will remove the Europa League badge if you ask them to. And if
You just reminded me, I've got my shirt's got a Europa League badge on the side.
And they won't upgrade it to a Champions League badge either. So yeah, it is what it is. But use code FFTV, you get 8% off as well.
Woo!
Big up to them. Big up to you guys in the chat. Not big up to that performance yesterday. Absolute shambolic, man. But anyway, Ben, you sent a super chat in yesterday saying Forest 100% going to win it when we were 1-0 down. Explain yourself.
Well, look, I had some false hope because the way we've been playing recently and the fact that we've been undefeated under Pereira and the fact that Villa threw the game against Spurs basically gave me undeniable hope that we would go ahead and win. And we were also 1-0 up, don't forget. But how wrong I was. I mean, it was an absolute tragedy. It was a disgusting performance. Pereira's substitutions really wound me up because we were still in the game at half-time, and I think it was clear to see the players needed to come off at half-time, and we needed some backup in the midfield to come on and change the game. And yeah, he brought, what did he bring, Yates on at half-time, and that was it. But his substitutes were late. We were talking nearly the 70th minute before he really tried to change the game. And it was massively disappointing. I don't think the team selection was great. Yes, we had injuries, but if you're going to put people on the bench, like MGW, like Sangare, etc., that says to the fans, surely, that if they're fit enough to be on the bench, at some point, they're fit enough to be on the pitch. And Morgan Gibbs-White's face was a sight for sore eyes, not because his face is smashed up, but because I think he wanted to be on that pitch and he wanted to be playing football. And I'm not particularly happy with Pereira for probably the first time since he joined. We should have done better. Look, we did well against Chelsea as well. That's another thing that gave me false hope. Our so-called second team absolutely destroyed Chelsea. So to go out there like that yesterday and get turned over by Aston Villa. By the way, I thought Aston Villa were very good. I thought they played very well, but we were just absolutely appalling. It could have all been different if Hutchinson had put that ball in the back of the net in the first 5 or 10 minutes, but he didn't. And after that, we barely had a shot. I mean, Chris Wood had a shot on goal, but it was played advantage. It would have been offside. I'm not sure if I can't even remember. I can't remember if we had more than 1 or 2 shots on goal. I don't understand how you lose a match 4-0 and you spend the whole match sat back trying to defend. Normally, if you lose a match by that many goals, it's because you're going out there to try and attack and you get turned over. We've gone out there and didn't even look like scoring, and we've still managed to concede 4 goals. The space down that left-hand side where John McGinn was diabolical, to be honest. I mean, it's really unacceptable for a Premier League team to leave that much space. and to make the same mistake twice, I think it's just sickening. Like, Chris Wood, first of all, should have scored. Again, could have changed the game, whatever, it's hindsight. Chris Wood should have scored. But the weakness in that team, in our midfield, was just not good enough. I think we massively missed Sangare. Clearly, we massively missed Morgan Gibbs-White. It was not a good enough performance. Milenkovic, for the first time ever, was really, really poor. And that stupid pull he did on the guy's shirt in the penalty box was unforgivable, really. Like, he wasn't even near the ball. He was a good meter away from getting the ball, and he's decided to pull him down. Milenkovic, after giving that interview saying what he did at the weekend and then coming out and playing like that is rubbish. Luka comes on, doesn't change the game. Luka's never changed the game. Luka just needs to go. If I was Marinakis right now, I would be absolutely fuming, because I don't think you can go out there and put a performance like that on and lose 4-0 without even looking like you're going to score against the opposition. And yeah, I'm just massively, massively disappointed in both the players and Pereira. And we deserve to lose. Villa more than did enough to deserve to win that, and they'll probably go and win the whole competition. But there were stupid decisions made on the pitch. There was bad managerial decisions made. The keeper was crap. It was just crap. The whole thing was crap. Soon as the fourth goal went in, that was it for me. It was crap. I didn't even want to talk to anybody about the match. It was so bad. It was. I know. Yes, I'm being negative, but it's not very often that I let football make me feel depressed. But I mean, that was just a pile of wank. It was an utter shit show, and I hope we get enough points on Sunday to be clear of relegation mathematically, because I'm not bothered about watching Forest for the rest of the season after that, because I thought it was shit. It was diabolical.
What are you giggling at?
Oh, carry on.
That's it. That's all I've got to say.
Go on, then.
Right. Well, full disclosure, folks. I actually kind of got off lightly last night. Immediately before the game started, my IPTV app crashed on me, and I spent the next hour.
Really good thing to say live to like 500 people.
Well,
In your TNT app.
they could take it off me. I don't want to watch any more football anyway.
Exactly.
Except I'm down there on Sunday, God knows why. Anyway, that's tied to one. So basically, I listened to Wolfie's excellent commentary throughout the first half whilst I was fiddling with me telly. And I think I pretty much gathered from the commentary the performance that we were putting in. And to be honest with you, as soon as that first goal went in, with the performance that we'd put up before then and immediately afterwards, I'd kind of given up at that point, you know. I managed to get it sorted and get back on for the second half. I watched the first 10 minutes and thought, this ain't happening. So I switched it off and watched something a lot more entertaining. So I've not really seen the match, heard it, but not seen it. Now, for me, it's just very, very sad because we've come a long way from the Championship. We've done quite well. We've been in 3 semi-finals now in 4 years. You know, not a lot of clubs can claim that. Unfortunately, it's a semi-final again. And I honestly believe that we could go to Villa and perform well and win that game. I honestly believe that, you know. And so to have such a disappointing performance, and that's what it's all about. Yes, we had a couple of injuries. And there were important injuries. Obviously, Aina proved to be probably more important of an injury than MGW, if possible. But obviously, our sort of most recent best goal scorer and creator was missing. I don't think he was ever going to play, by the way. You say he was on the bench. If he was able to come on, he would have come on. I don't think he was ever going to play. I think that was more for squad morale or whatever. Mm-hmm. Same with Sangare. He obviously was never going to come on no matter what. Now, that's okay, but obviously it's disappointing for the fans because you see those players on the subs bench and you obviously think, well, they can come on at some point and maybe change the game if we need to. So that kind of led us up the garden path a little bit. I'm not blaming Pereira for that. I might blame him for other things. And again, I'm going from what I heard, not what I saw. But I mean, for me, the obvious tactic was from minute one to try and press forward. It doesn't sound like we did that at all. It sounded like we were, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounded almost like we were trying to protect a 1-0 win, which is a terrible, terrible, terrible tactic. Awful tactic. Because if you set up in that frame of mind, if you set up in that formation, it's very difficult then to boost it up. We've all seen it lots of times when teams have started slowly and they just can't get going. And not only that, it brings the other team onto you and their confidence rises and their belief rises. So it's a double-edged sword. So I think that for me, from what I can gather, that was a tactical mistake trying to defend that lead. It was never going to last. I'm really disappointed. I could tell you now, I've not been this disappointed since 2003 with the Sheffield United. It was 2003, wasn't it? Sheffield United.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the most disappointed I've been. I really felt we were going to do it. And the difference it would have made to our football club is massive. You know, had we won that trophy, obviously we would have had a trophy to our name. And the European trophy is never to. In fact, I'll be honest with you, I'm quite jealous of Crystal Palace. And I'm starting to think, shit, I wish we'd have been in that competition now. You pull that face, Rob, and with all due respect, Rob, being at a European final, being in a foreign country is just magnificent. And on the day when you're playing, I've been to European Cup finals. I don't think I would have been any less excited about winning that trophy that we were competing for. You know, it's a European trophy. In my day, the UEFA Cup, this is the equivalent of, was a massive, massive trophy. Massive trophy. It's the second biggest competition in European football. So for me, you know, it's an opportunity missed, and God only knows when we'll get that opportunity again. I mean, we might do at some point in the dark, distant future. I might not be around, but you guys hopefully will be. So massive disappointment. And I just thank God that we beat Chelsea when we did, because had we lost that Chelsea game with the sort of, with how the players and how the fans are going to feel after last night, this game against Newcastle could easily have been lost. It could still be lost, but obviously beating Chelsea has helped us massively. So we put our B team out and performed wonderfully well. You know, the fact that we'd been 10 games unbeaten, 5 wins on the trot, 1-0 up, going to Villa, who have dropped off so much recently. Yeah, I'm not one of those fans that had booked his flights and booked his hotel, but I literally had them on my phone ready to press the button, you know. So, yeah, I'm sorry I can't be any more sort of positive than this, but it's really hit me hard, this has. I thought we were going to win it.
Sorry.
I thought we were going to win it. Anyway, over to you, Rob, because I understand you've got a little novel for us.
No.
Before you start, Rob, guys in the chat, there's 560 and there's 65 likes.
Literally just landed.
Yeah,
sand in between my toes and everywhere else.
Yeah, it can brown
Hey.
Right?
Good to see you guys. Go on, Rob.
Ed, do you want to go next?
No.
Go on, Rob.
Well, okay, unless you want to go.
Oh, you'll probably be the same. Carry on.
Well, I'm just, obviously, I haven't heard what you guys have said, but I can sense the mood, and it's the same mood that I've got. That, for me, yesterday, I'm not lucky enough to have seen us in a European final. That, for me, arguably, was probably the biggest game of my Forest supporting career. For me, I was born literally when we won our European Cup, so I didn't see that happen.
But you were on the planet, Ed. You were breathing the air.
Does it count? Does it count? I was there. I was there.
I'd count it if I was you, definitely.
Yeah. But the fact of the matter is, in what I've just said as the biggest game in my Forest supporting history, we didn't compete, and that I can't forgive that. We didn't compete. We made it far too easy. I've heard what he said afterwards. I couldn't even finish listening to Pereira's post-match, and we'll get on to what my thoughts are on it. But he had all the excuses lined up, but you can't go into that game and have those excuses. And you got to leave everything on the pitch, and we didn't leave everything on the pitch yesterday. And the players will look back at that. Whatever he said about Morgan Gibbs-White, from looking at Morgan Gibbs-White, he was more upset than anybody else. And you know what? And this is probably going a bit further down the line of what we're going to discuss tonight, but this could be the catalyst to see this group of players be disseminated, you know? We could be losing a hell of a lot of players in the summer. And the manager's not done himself any favours. I don't think he's in line for me now. You know, I was almost jumping on the bandwagon with you guys over the last couple of weeks saying, you know, he's saying all the right things. Do we need to change him? But for me, it was still always based on, I wasn't bothered that he's, I did kind of say that the short-term mentality of his managerial career doesn't bother me, because that's basically how, that's what I want. I don't want to, we're not going to find a manager like a Pep or even Arteta, give him his dues, you know, at one club for as long as he has been. So I'm really worried. It sounds going to sound really pessimistic, but I'm really worried about the summer, where we're going to go. I believe we're staying up, but where do we go from here? So I'm, you know, I had a lot of options in my head if everything went right. Even getting to the final would have been an achievement. There's no guarantee we would have won it. I know. I don't even know who got there. Who got there from Europa?
I just found out a few minutes ago. Freiburg.
Yeah,
big up Freiburg. Go win that trophy, man.
Yeah, do it. Do it for us. But,
They're not
yeah,
very good.
just really upset that we didn't compete yesterday, and that you know that's going to haunt us for years. And like I said, it could be many years before we get back into this position or situation. So that's my takeaway from it. Really upset, gutted. Having to go to the Newcastle game this weekend because I'd already put my name down for it. I don't know what the atmosphere is going to be like on Sunday. It's going to be a strange one, you know. But I mean, like, safety will all but be confirmed hopefully by then. But yeah, we're going to have a seriously long look at the club in the summer and reevaluate. So yeah, I'm going to pass on because I'm making it sound worse than it is, but it is. It's not a good
You're not. Because when I said what effect it'll have on our club in the future, I started on about winning the cup, and I kind of left it at that. But of course, the next thing is we would have been in the Champions League, and just look at the players we could have attracted, and look at the players we could have kept. So yeah, so I'm equally concerned. Don't worry about that.
Go on, and Rob.
Go on, Rob.
All yours, Rob.
Any super chats you want to read out? Anything
He knows the format.
With the 119 Norwegian. Says, lift your heads up. We got to the semi-finals in a very bad season. And the way it looks now, we will be in the Premier League next year. A few months ago, we were on the way down. Love this football club.
Bang on.
That's as positive a spin as I think you can put on it. So well done.
Yeah, I like it. I
appreciate it.
Send me that message tomorrow. I might feel I agree with it or not, but thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mike with the £2. At the end of the day, we always win. True. Thank you for the £2.
Pay £2 for that.
It's not the end of the day yet, lad. It's not the end of the day.
One again with that money. Appreciate it. The S-Man Brown with the 199. He says, Talk Sport, are loving this. You know what? I'd say apart from Simon Jordan, like Simon Jordan's turned me around over the last few years.
Simon Jordan's a sound-based
He's
guy.
not here.
He's a
flipped over, has he?
It's over, yeah. Thank you, the S-Man, for screw Talk Sport, man.
Yeah,
okay, go on, Rob.
Well, what I saw last night was shocking. It's enough to make me a Republican. And I'll tell you what, I think there's probably a few more Republicans in Nottingham after last night. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just watch the highlights. Now, I'm going to say some things that many people may disagree with. Now, I'm not telling anyone how to feel about a bad result. If you feel differently, that's fine. It's just how I feel. I'm not going to give the ops the clip that they want. Quite honestly, I'm already over it. All right.
Wow.
Silver lining number one, I don't have to spend this summer worrying about the fact that the blind trust was not lodged in time. Right. I've spent the last fucking 6 months worrying about Forest. I want to have a summer where I'm not constantly worrying, checking for updates about what some fucking court has decided about the fact that we didn't lodge our blind trust. Can you imagine the humiliation, right? So fuck the Champions League anyway, right?
Wait, Rob, can I just let you know that Olympiacos
Oh, you're going to tell me it was
also
all
bottled
fine?
it?
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Olympiacos also bottled it, so if we got the
Yeah,
Champions
I'm
League, it
coming
would have
on
been
to
fine.
that. Right.
Also, it's pre-war.
You just couldn't sit, right? So I'm glad I don't have to worry about that shit. Now, about the game, I've gone on record, and you will agree to this. I didn't think it was likely that we would beat Villa over 2 legs. That our best hope was penalties, but with 5 starters injured, we got the result that we always got at Villa Park, which is a heavy defeat, right? And that game, it looked like 5th in the table, playing 16th. Okay, so forget the Tottenham game and the Chelsea game. It was 5th, playing 16th. Now, I will not forget, and we should not forget, that Vitor and these players have worked a minor miracle to take 13 points from the last 15 to get us onto 42 points, right? Including 3 magnificent away wins. Okay? 3-0 at Tottenham, 5-0 at Sunderland, 3 at Chelsea. Okay? So this Sunday, we should confirm our Premier League football for another year. And when you see the garbage that's getting promoted, in effect, we'll be confirming it for another 2 years. Okay? So I'm not going to condemn those players. I think that after that run they've had, and with the battle damage they've picked up, they simply had nothing left. Okay? Now, about the Europa League. What is the Europa League? Okay, so the value is in the trophy. It's in the spot in the Champions League, but it's also in the journey. Okay? Now, we've put Nottingham Forest on the map. I've been to 4 of the home games. Okay, I've spent about 250 quid, so I've put my money on the table. Okay, but the value is in the journey, and you can have that without winning. For me, it was a bit of fun on the side. Okay, throughout this whole campaign, we have had great difficulty balancing the Europa League with the Premier League, and it just shows me that we are nowhere near ready for the Champions League, right? It's fucking pie in the sky, mate.
Stop
It's
swearing.
pie in the sky. Okay? So what is the Europa League? What is the Europa League? The Europa League is something that you qualify for by coming 6th in the Premier League or 3rd or 4th in the other leagues. It is a trophy for losers.
Or you win a cup. Or you win a cup.
Yeah, or you win a cup. It's a trophy for losers, and it's not even on Sky, right? And if you win it, you're the best loser. You're the tallest dwarf. Can anybody say that they've taken Tottenham any more seriously this season because they won the Europa League last season? They've been a fucking laughing stock one way or the other. Nobody gives a crap about their Europa League win. It's a loser cup, and we didn't even qualify for it, okay? So roll on Sunday, because I'll be there with Ez and Ant. Let's fucking pull ourselves together.
Oh, and you coming as well? I will make,
Yeah.
we'll make a party of it.
I've
Yes.
provided your ticket, right? And together,
I'm going as well. I'm just not sat, mate.
Victor's going as well. Let's beat Newcastle, and let's secure our Premier League status, because the Premier League is everything.
Rob, you've done it for me, mate. You've done it for me.
You've not
Flip Europa League.
I'll be there.
You're not
And,
convinced.
and you're sitting next to him, by the way.
I'm in between you. I'm in between you.
Oh God, I'm already depressed. Ez, he'll send me over the edge. There's no doubt about it.
We're gonna beat Newcastle.
So wait, if you
hat-trick.
so just to like figure out your logic. So if you win the FA Cup, are you a loser?
Listen, the FA Cup has got far more prestige than the Europa League, because the FA Cup has got Man City and Arsenal and Liverpool in it. Okay, not Braga and Midtjylland.
But that's not what I
Deal with
asked.
it. Deal with
That's
it.
That's not what I asked.
If you
If-
ask me, would you rather win the FA Cup or the Europa League? FA Cup every
Rob,
time.
answer the question I asked you.
What's the question?
If you
That's
win the
not-
FA Cup, are you a loser?
Well, Crystal Palace fucking are, that's for sure.
I don't think they
I'd
are.
like to come back to Rob's assertion there. That's a very interesting question. For me personally, I would take the Europa League purely because it's a European cup. It's all over
It's a
Europe.
loser
It's
cup,
not
though,
a
Ed.
nature cup. No, but I understand, Rob. I understand. It's a good question because they are very close in prestige-wise, and the FA Cup. No, I still go. I go Europa League because it's a European cup.
Yeah,
You can
if you were
move
guaranteed
across
winning one of those trophies, one of them's going to get you into the Champions League, and the other one's going to get you into the Europa Cup. So I'd have Europa League every single time, mate. I'm sorry, that's not even an argument.
Rob is right though as well about had we qualified for the Champions League, it could have been horrible.
It
It
could have
could.
been,
It
but it
could have
would have
been.
been an experience. For the money that it would have attracted.
Well, yes, I wouldn't turn it down. Don't get me wrong, I would have
Of course
loved
you
it,
wouldn't.
but it could have been really nasty.
what we've learned certainly from this season, like Rob alluded to there, the squad just wasn't, as much as we filled the squad, we kind of like, it wasn't filled with quality. With the right manager, we did get the best out of our B squad. Let's not take away from anything that they did manage to do under this manager, but under previous managers, none of them turned up, none of them showed fight, and the tournament. You're right. At times, it felt like a distraction, but once you get to the business end of it, that's where you want to be anyway. And you go through that crap. That's where you go through the early rounds of the League Cup and the FA Cup to get to the business end. You know, once you're in the business end, it's a whole different ball game. And
I don't even go to the FA Cup till the semi-final. In fact, no, to the final. Sorry.
exactly, yeah, absolutely. You wouldn't be interested. Like I say, I'll just go back to a point that I just don't. Whatever the reasons were, the players that were on the pitch didn't do enough. And when you've got towers like Milenkovic taking ridiculous decisions like he did yesterday, everything fell apart. Everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong. And the one player that I hate so much from their team, McGinn, he bothers me, man. He bothers me because he's a player that I really like. He's a player I wanted at Forest. Yeah. Years ago, I did come down from Dundee, I can't remember, but obviously down from Scotland, and he's a player that I really liked, and he's always caused us problems. And he was the linchpin yesterday. He was the one finding the space, and his finishing was just dead eye yesterday. You know, first touch finishes into each corner. Keeper didn't have a chance. Maybe Sells in goal would have been a little bit better. God knows. But
I think Ortega in goal was a sentimental option, right? And
He's played well, Rob. He's played well, hasn't he?
It was a reward for how he's done up to this point. But you pick a goalkeeper that can save a penalty, and that maybe you get a different outcome. Okay, so I just want to say,
maybe we don't know, do we? Maybe.
I would have played for penalties anyway from the first minute.
Yeah, I mean,
the biggest problem of yesterday is not that we lost the match; it's the way we lost. We never looked like scoring. We never looked like trying to combat them when they were 2 or 3 goals ahead. We didn't. We just looked crap.
We had one golden chance, which fell to Chris Wood at a key stage of the game.
I do not understand how you lot have not brought up the subs. Because his subs were way too late.
I haven't even got that far yet.
Opening gappers, bro. Like, we got bare shit to talk about, man.
He brought on who was fit, who could walk.
Yeah, but Robbie brought them on in like nearly the 70th minute when we were.
The Murillo one was baffling. The Murillo was baffling.
You know the chance where Watkins scored and he was offside. Subs should have been made literally within the next minute, and they weren't. They were made about 5 or 6 minutes later because it was so obvious that they were just going to score another goal. We got absolutely overran in that midfield. Absolutely overran.
But Crypto, was that because would it have been different if we'd had Gibbs White and Sangare playing?
No,
of course it would.
It
and Aina on McGinn.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it would have been. To be honest, I think Villa would have still won because I thought Villa played really well.
You can't
But-
say that, Ben, can you?
Yeah,
We're talking about first team players. You're talking
Yeah.
about 3 international players. How can you possibly say you don't think it
Yeah,
had
but
made any?
Jesus and Wood didn't do anything. What did they do all match?
What
You
if Watkins, McGinn, and
It's all
I don't know,
hindsight.
Martinez haven't played for them? You know,
No,
it's going to make
I agree with you, Anne. I think Morgan Gibbs White and Sangare would have made a difference. That's what I said at the start. 100%.
Yeah, I
But
disagree.
it's all hindsight, isn't it? Like we don't know.
Why do you
like,
disagree, Wolfie?
I,
Yeah.
think, I don't think we'd have lost by 4 or whatever the final score was. I think maybe 1 or 2. The problem is we can't sit here when you've beaten Chelsea and say, oh, it doesn't matter about the players because the application is right, because the tactics are right and everything, to then say, well, if we had our better players in, why would the application and the tactics been right?
Yeah,
For me,
mate.
it's clear that first half.
Villa are way better than Chelsea. Villa are way better,
Oh,
different option than Chelsea.
Arsenal.
This has got nothing to do with Chelsea. I'm saying you can't say that we used our squad and we changed the personnel, but we didn't change the tactics
Right,
and
so-
everyone's fit in the
okay.
pieces.
Good point. Why wasn't Taiwo registered? Because Taiwo would have made an
your
impact.
boy Sean Dyche, man.
It's
You
your
can
boy
thank-
Dyche.
why wasn't Nets registered?
Again, thank
Yeah.
Crypto's
Right,
boy
okay.
Sean Dyche.
Let's go on record then. Sean Dyche was an idiot for not registering those 2 players because
Look
if
at
we'd
Ben
had
when
them
you say
available-
that. Look at Ben when you say that.
Look at yourself when you say that, Rob. You're a bisexual. We weren't until you flipped.
I'm not actually. I'm
Oh,
standing up
you
for
think I've
Vitor
got left.
when you go. Look, I always back the current manager as long as it's not.
Bollocks.
No, you
That's
don't.
absolute
Shut up.
bollocks. That is
Shut up.
absolute
Shut up.
bollocks.
I said as long as
Right.
it's not Ange Postecoglou.
Shut up. Shut up.
To
How
be
long
fair
do you
to
think
Rob,
Pereira-
To be fair to Rob, that is a perfectly valid caveat. That is.
No, it's not. He started backing Pereira when I've had enough of Pereira. Pereira can go, man. I'm done with it.
Oh, by the way,
Exactly.
it's been all over Twitter today that Chelsea are looking at Marco Silva. Iriola's going to Palace.
That's
He's not
what's-
going
Oh
It
God,
is.
no!
It's not. That's a rumor I
Why?
heard today as well. That's not happening.
He's not. He's on Palace's list, man. Just
Okay.
like I don't know.
No, no,
Megan
come on,
Fox is
let's-
on Ed's list or whatever.
I'm trying to change the subject and have a laugh. Come on, boy. Go on.
Actually, serious question: did Vitor win Manager of the Month?
No, Pep.
No.
did.
Who won-
Pep did.
Oh,
Gibbs White won Player of the Month.
Yeah, MGW is the second ever Forest player to win Player of the Month after Chris Wood.
do we think he's going to play again this season?
What? Hang on, what?
Hold on.
You mean since we've been promoted? You mean since we've been promoted?
No,
No,
MGW.
no. I'm going to check that. I don't believe that.
MGW is the second ever Forest player to win Premier
You're
League.
telling me Collymore never got Player of the Month, or
Premier League
Brian
Player
Roy,
of the
or
Month.
Lars
Brian
Bohinen?
Roy,
Oh,
he
Premier
won.
League.
He's
It's
got
only
Premier
Premier Leaguers,
League.
but he did play in the Premier League, by the way. It's only Premier Leaguers, you know. He did
Yeah,
exist
Collymore
before
was
then.
Premier League.
That's what
He
I mean.
was
That's
So
Premier
you're
what
telling
League.
me Lars Bohinen never got Player of the Month under Clarkey?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and didn't we go like undefeated for like the end of
Yeah.
that season as well? Like
Look,
you telling me
mate,
to squeeze one out, man.
I'm just a messenger. Blame Sky. That's what it said on Sky.
I blame Sky for
No,
that.
you might be right. I'm just checking it now.
Right, just again specific topics. A lot of super chats. Let's catch up with
Let's catch up.
those. And while we're bringing them up, chat, we're on 141 likes with over 600 in here.
Come on, guys, smash the
Like,
likes,
come
man.
on, I'm telling you, man, we have
Yeah.
to motivate each other to get on tonight.
I had to get off a plane and jump on this.
Mm.
Come on, guys. Look.
Even on a
It's-
jet,
it's-
bro.
He's right. He's right.
It
Gibbs
says-
White became the second Forest player to win the EA Sports Player of the Month award. EA Sports. Is that different?
Yeah,
It's in the game.
FIFA.
It's in the game.
Yeah, it's in the game.
Ah.
It's the same thing.
Rob's laughing at his own jokes.
Rob,
So
you can't laugh
we
at
know
it.
we're all depressed.
It's the-
No, it says
I
Chris
hate
Wood was the
EA
first player in Forest history to win the Premier League Player of the Month.
As long as he don't start doing his Game of Thrones references, we'll be all right, bro.
I just got a screenshot from Nicky who's trying to learn how to play FIFA, and he's got the controls turned on his screen, so it tells him how to pass the ball.
And they got the little indicators and everything as well.
Oh,
Which
yeah, we got the
way to go?
arrows as well,
Goes
yeah.
up.
Hang on. I don't like to betray confidences, but this is coming from the man that rang me up telling me that in Red Dead Redemption he couldn't get off his horse.
Who was that? Who was that?
I had to abandon the mission. I
Oh,
thought I had to
yeah.
get off the horse.
Big
Can't
up
get off
Chop-
my horse.
Big up Chompers, man. Man, he's in good nick, isn't he? Happy 3-year anniversary, mate.
Is that actually him, or is he what's weird?
It'd be weird if it wasn't him.
Catfishing.
It'd be weird if it wasn't him.
Why would that be weird? We've seen catfishes everywhere, man. He's just another catfish, isn't it?
Well, he's trying
Chompers,
to
you're a catfish. I'm calling you out.
It could be a girl, and that could be her boyfriend.
Ed, I think you're too invested, mate. I think you're too invested.
On what? I'm calling them out.
Anyway, thank you for the 3 years, bro. Appreciate it. Big up to Robert with the $2. He goes, Ortega's last game last night.
Hopefully.
Yeah. No, not his last game. Well, Ortega's.
Is he on loan? He's on loan.
He's on loan with an option.
No, he's not. He's on a short-term contract, isn't he?
Short-term contract.
Yeah.
Till the end of the season.
I mean, I wouldn't listen. I wouldn't mind having him as a backup keeper. I don't think.
I wouldn't.
They listened to me and Ann. We could have had Kelleher, but anyway.
Yeah, he's not been great.
But
no, it's not been great. Actually, you're right. It's not been great.
What are you talking about? Kelleher?
Every time I watch him, I think, thank God we didn't get him.
Kelleher has
He's
been
not
good.
been well against us.
Ortega's better than Kelleher.
No,
I agree.
Kelleher's decent.
I'm not glad I'm agreeing with crypto. So,
Yeah, exactly. You know you're wrong. Yeah,
Yeah.
Robert. Thank you for the $2, bro. Big up to Andy with the $4.99. He goes, the level of performance in that game was crap. We considered more. I think it means conceded more goals in that one game than what we've done in our last 5 games.
Yep.
0 effort, 0 spine. Bro, I couldn't agree more, man. I couldn't agree more. I didn't know that we
God, you've got to go on with that, Billy. Oh my God! I tell you what,
about Billy, man. He's not gonna say shit.
eh?
What's Billy gonna say to me, man? He was happy to just be there.
It's not that he says anything. It's a smug effing grin.
Well, we're all Freiburg fans.
I don't care what Villa say. They still lost at home to Tottenham, which I don't want to get myself
Billy,
not
Villa.
Oh, okay. Well, but about that, because I missed the last goal, right? If I was trying to make a game look like corruption, I would do what they did, right? I don't want to get myself in court, but that should be investigated. That should be investigated.
Bob, you can say that. You can say that about Forest.
I've told you before. Allegedly,
by the way, we can go back about 8 or 9 goals, and I did say Spurs aren't going down. There'll be something will happen.
Why are you smiling? Why are you smiling?
Why are you happy about that?
I fucking said it. I said
it. Listen, if we're going to start
calling at our expense, you're going to smile about it.
No, I said they would do something like that. I said there'll be.
Yeah, but the problem is, Rob, we went on footballing ability when we said Spurs will go down. We didn't consider that another Premier League team would literally throw the game.
They're evil.
You couldn't have predicted at that time, Rob, 10 weeks ago, wherever it was. You couldn't have predicted at that time that Villa would lose at home to Tottenham. You couldn't have done.
Throw a game, as you said, against Tottenham.
You know.
And I can't believe I'm saying all of this crap. Well, Rob's saying all this crap while I got Chris's super chat on there.
And by the way, Tottenham aren't safe yet.
All right, who cares about Tottenham right now, man?
Yeah,
I do. I'm clinging on to anything that's not Forest.
Hang on.
Tottenham going down does
all you talk about is bloody Spurs. You put every single Premier League result into the context of Spurs, and to hear you say that is hilarious. You are obsessed with Spurs.
I ain't obsessed with them. I'm obsessed with them going down.
Yeah.
Well, it's not happening now. They'll just play off.
They're still going down. They're still going down.
They're still going down. I agree as well. I think our boy Nuno's got to find his...
for that to happen, we need West Ham to beat Arsenal. And personally, I don't want that.
West Ham won't beat Arsenal. There's 2 more games after that, right?
I know.
Look,
you put it in the context of us staying up. It's just
if Leeds beat Tottenham, I think will go down.
No, they're already.
I agree.
Why are you talking for Spurs?
Spurs have already arranged their next 3 results.
Why are you working for him though?
Yeah, I guess you're happy about that.
But
I think
time out. Let me get the super chats.
Okay.
We've got paying members, or we've got
because that's been on the screen for far too long.
But look
it's complimenting
Rob.
And it's right under your nose. Go on, Rob. You can read it.
Look at what it is. I've
Rob-
had that under my nose for 10 minutes. It smells horrible.
Brown C 199 has paid £2 to say Rob talking complete sense W.
Wanker. Sorry.
Yeah,
That was what I was thinking.
I thought it said.
Chris is always supporting
For
the
the win.
channel.
Oh, Mark,
come on!
Albie.
What is he? What is
Right. Okay. I'm going back. I'm going back to Benidorm. See you later.
Look, come on. You already feel better. You've already forgotten last night, haven't you? Look, you've forgotten last
Go on
night.
then, read it out, Rob.
Mark
No, you don't know what happened after the
8353
game.
has paid $1.99. That's US dollars, not Australian. Best talk ever, Rob. Couldn't have said it better. Thank you, Mark Melby, 8353.
Yeah. With your
Don't you slag off our Australian viewers,
Oh my
making out of the
God,
cheap.
what are these, man?
Oh, right, hang on. The Ben Allen is not so. Ben Allen 9070. Is that his postcode or something? £5. He says, Rob, we lost momentum, spirit, confidence. I don't mind losing, but we didn't even turn up and tried to get something that I can't take. I mean, I agree with that. I just think the players had nothing left. They had nothing
Ben,
left.
well done for not complimenting
Rob,
Rob.
how can they have nothing left for a Europa League semi-final? Are you mad?
Do you mean physically or emotionally or mentally?
Both.
They could go up for that game.
No, physically they've got no excuses.
You know
Come
what?
on.
Honestly, I think when I saw Morgan Gibbs-White's face after that Chelsea game, I thought, well, that's the champion. That's the Europa League fucked. Honestly, that was my immediate reaction. And I think that's affected them because there was no way he was going to play. Let's be clear. There's no way.
You know what's affecting me right now?
It's a team.
What's going on here? Go on, Rob.
The Great Pretender, D8I, has
You
paid
missed the
£5
high
to say, agree with everything Rob says. He gets my vote in the next local elections. I'm never standing again.
You'll be his only vote because he got none last time.
Disappointing night, but hugely enjoyable roller coaster season as normal. And I would agree with that. Have we enjoyed the Europa League up to
No.
this point?
Hold on. Hold on. He's put enjoyable roller. No. The season, I was saying to Wolfie earlier on when we had a chat, the Europa League has covered up a lot of bad times this season. Because if you take away that Europa League, we have had a horrible season. Rob, I've been to every home game except one this season, and I've seen us win about twice. It's been horrible.
Yep.
Horrible football. All of it's been going on around with the managers and everything. Players wanting to go, players not wanting to. It's been horrible.
It's been
hang on,
self-inflicted.
let me just take a bit, Rob. And this Europa League has been the one little bright thing all the way through. I've said to you, wasn't I, Tanad? Shit, Wolfie.
He is a shit Wolfie.
Had it not been for the Europa League, this would have been horrible. So it's not been a great. Sorry, with all due respect, of course, if you've enjoyed it, that's fantastic and all power to you. But for me personally, it's not been a great season at all.
No.
In fact, it's been full of disappointment. At the beginning of the season, we all thought we were going to be great this season, and it's been horrible.
It's like The Godfather. I thought I'd got away, and then Rob's dragged me back in by taking me to the last game. I was done with the season until Pereira got the team together, got us safe in the league. And let's not forget, I mean, this is why that was an oasis of a bad result in such a good run of form. 5 wins in a row, 10 games unbeaten. We shouldn't have been on the back foot yesterday. That's what breaks me so much, man.
Correct.
We shouldn't have been that. That should not have been. If we'd lost it in a toe-to-toe game, which is what I hoped it would be, and I kind of expected it would be a toe-to-toe battle, maybe going all the way to penalties, as Rob's predicted, I would 100%. I would have taken losing on penalties last night. I would have taken that, but I can't. Can't take turning up and not putting in the performance, and that's what we didn't do yesterday. I'm sorry, there's no excuse for it. Even the players that
and it's last 10 games, Ed. Sorry to, but just to back your point up, it's this last 10 games that has felt like last season. Hence, why I was so confident about us going to, because last season we felt confident wherever we went. You know.
I do,
and somebody thought the Villa atmosphere. I'm sorry, but Forest have been to a lot of grounds this season that have massive atmospheres. You go to the likes of Galatasaray, Fenerbahce, things like that. They're big atmospheres. I don't think those players can use an excuse of the atmosphere, even though it was great. You know, I don't think you can use that as an excuse.
Big up to Amit with the 2 years, my guy. Much love to you, bro. And he says it's going 2 years up there, man. It feels like a sentence.
2 years of
Thank you so much. And big up to Roberto coming back in with $5. So I gotta say the banter is cheering me up. Nice one, lads. I'm glad someone is.
You're welcome, Rob.
Someone's getting cheered up. Thank you for the $5. Guys, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Don't forget to check OK Jerseys out as well. Use code FF.
I'll be honest, guys. In the chat, I sent Wolfie a WhatsApp earlier on this morning saying, "Have we got to do a GOR tonight?" Because I really don't feel like.
And I was praying for my flight to be delayed.
Yeah, and then Crypto, a bit below, he was the same. Do we really have to do it?
And
you know what? I'm glad we have.
Obliged, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad we have because the guys in the chat have said as well. It's been a bit of a therapy session, but yeah, we needed it. I needed it.
It has.
Yeah. Big up to Ben as well. Legend, 40 months is absolutely crazy. Okay, let's get into some nuances of the game.
Let's talk about the game. Can we talk about Newcastle or something else?
We will come on to Newcastle. We're on 177 likes. There's over 600 or whatever it is.
Yeah, if it gets to 250
likes, I'm not liking it. You can sod off.
I mean, I get why.
We'll change the subject, guys.
It's making you feel bigger. Big up. I didn't know you were in the chat, man. Don't go down. Don't go down, bro.
Hang on, he's a Tottenham fan. How can it be making him feel? You mean what? Laughing at us?
Much needed discussion, he says.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get on to an interesting conversation. Should Pereira have brought on Gibbs White against Chelsea? Who wants to kick this one off?
On reflection, no. Yeah.
Because I didn't see the game. I don't know what stage did he bring him on? Was it like with 20 odd minutes?
Half time, I think it was.
At half time.
Yeah.
Okay, what was the score at half time?
2-0 for us.
You know, then obviously he shouldn't have.
But you can't say obviously he shouldn't have because Morgan Gibbs White wants game time, and he gives it.
But he's missed the biggest game of his career.
But that's
wanting 45 minutes. He's just missed the biggest game of his career.
Yeah, but
not only that, but 2-0 at half time. You know, we could have come out in the second half. They could have scored within a minute. You then 2-1, and them on the attack. It could be dangerous, can't it? It's hard to say.
When you can bring him on,
it's one of those things where if it works out, it was the right decision. If it doesn't, it was the wrong decision.
He's not going to think, I'm not bringing on MGW in case he gets injured. Like it's not how it.
No,
the question is, why did NGW put his head in that position when he didn't need to?
I mean, I've only seen a still of the incident and obviously the after effects of how it looked on him. But my point is, the resting of Morgan Gibbs White in that game is surely to give him a rest, yeah. And you bring him on if you need him. Now 2-0 up, I don't think you need him. If like I said, it had played out and they had got an early goal in the second half, then you can bring him on.
Yes, if you put,
you're right.
Let's say you put Morgan Gibbs White in the team yesterday. Do you think that one? I know he's a great player. I know he's on good form. Yeah. Do you think that one change makes us go through to the final?
It can do, Ben. It can do.
Hindsight.
You know when Barcelona used to play. Do you think it made a difference whether what's his name, the little fat guy, he used to play or not?
Messi.
Messi. Do you think it made a difference whether he played or not?
Of course it could, but you can't guarantee it. You can't just say.
Yeah, but you weren't asking us to guarantee it. You were saying,
but
could he have made a difference? And yes, he's our best player. I don't care what anybody says. He is our best player.
Yes, in the last few months, I agree 100%. He's been way our best player. And not only our best player, but he's been our talisman as well. Have you noticed how Wolfie dropped this bomb and then buggered off?
There's another thing as well. There's another thing as well, which is if you look back at our prior results against Villa at Villa Park, we normally get one goal, and if you look back, it's usually him that scores it. So if he'd been playing last night, we would have scored. Now, whether we could have kept them to 2 goals and got through to penalties on that basis. I mean, look, we had 5 starters missing, but by far he was the biggest impact of the 5.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of bringing them on against Chelsea, no one could have known what would have happened at that game. At that point in the Chelsea game, we were 2-0 up, but we were pretty lucky to be 2-0 up because we'd saved a penalty. And that goal that he laid on for Taiwo finished them off, and it 95% secured our Premier League status. Was it worth it? It damn well was worth it. So you can't look back and say, well, I mean, obviously, if somebody told me now, if I had a time machine, I could go back to Vitor and say, look, don't put Morgan on. We'll still win 2-1 anyway. And then we might, fine.
I could go back in time, Rob. I'd just say to Gibbs White, don't go in for any stupid headers against another player.
That's a very good point. The player himself has got something to do with that.
Yeah, but
why do that? Why go for that ball that he was never going to get, by the way? Why go for it?
I feel really sad for him because it's a horrible injury.
Yeah, but
not only that, but I do believe that he does care for this club and he wanted to take us to the Europa League and win it. I do believe.
But listen, he's almost single-handedly kept us up. So he knows it. So
it's a team game, Rob.
It's
a team
good enough.
Game. It's a team game. You can't say what if this happened, what if that happened.
Stop throwing little cliches out there, Ben. Back it up, right?
The thing is that in terms of the balance of regrets and things to be proud of, Morgan Gibbs White knows that he's been a leader and he's kept us up, right? So and the fact that he's human and he took that injury, and I feel really bad for him. I feel grateful to him for what he's done because that is a horrible injury. I mean, I just hope that by the time it's healed up, he doesn't look like Frankenstein's monster because it's a huge L-shaped cut along his brow down his nose.
Look like it's going to leave one hell of a scar, that one. And it's going to. I mean, obviously, in this day and age,
all the women will want him now with that scar down him. I tell you.
Yeah, I mean, it's not done me any harm. No, I'm joking.
I bet his missus said to the surgeon, "Can you make sure that it stays? Put some extra stuff."
He's already spoken for, but I mean. Fair play to him though. That is a horrible injury, and I think it shows his commitment to the team.
Commitment for the team. But the point was,
I thought it was AI when I first saw that picture. I thought that can't be real.
Like that Marinakis masseuse picture. How did you not think that was AI, but you thought that was AI?
What was the next thing we were supposed to discuss? We've got it in the
that.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm so embarrassed because
was that not AI? Was that real?
It was AI until somebody said it, and I thought, of course, it's AI.
Is it?
Is it? I'm not sure it is.
Don't get me all confused again.
I'm not sure it is, but you know what? If you got the money, I'd do it.
I just want to see the video afterwards. Anyway, let's move on.
Oh, you've muted yourself.
I don't even think we got to a conclusion.
You like discuss Gibbs White? Done?
Yeah.
Yeah, you like
We put the one to right.
Are you going to announce the poll results then? Because you do all these polls and we never get the results.
Well, you can announce them if you want. There you go then.
62%. Oh. So he tells me to say it and then he's like,
no. My God. Oh, he's throwing his toys on.
62% of viewers think that he shouldn't have played. So there you go.
D, you're my boy, man. This is literally the chat. The panel says the next subject we're going on to.
Let's talk about the agenda.
Yeah. Well, I just gave you some talking topics just in case I was not expected in the toilet. But anyway, let's talk about the consequences of this game. Like, Rob, I know what you were saying about, losers get this competition and whatever and what have you, but the prize is Champions League. Players want to play in the Champions League. There's 3 key names that are getting linked left, right, and center. They have been all year. Anderson, Gibbs White, and Murillo. What do you think? And chat, let us know your thoughts on it. What do you think happens with these three players in the summer? Let's just make the assumption Forest are fine and we're safe and what have you. But do they stay? Do they go? Do some go? Do some stay? Chat, just put in there who you think goes and who you think stays. Go on, Rob. You can kick us off with that.
Well, based on prior performance, we seem to do one big sale per year. So it was Brennan Johnson the first time. It was Elanga the next time. Now, with the money that we spent at the start of this season, you'd think someone's going to have to go. I don't think necessarily more than one, but at least one's going to go. Now, if I was to look at the body language, I would say that Murillo seems to want to go the most of the three. Anderson doesn't need to go because he's already nailed on, for the World Cup, and he's an England regular now. So he doesn't need to go to advance his career. The only reason he would go is to get more money. He's guaranteed first team football and he's already secured an England place. I would say that Gibbs White, if he misses out on the World Cup simply because he isn't playing for a Cartel 6 club, would actually have the most reason to go. I mean, like, what's he got to do? Has he got to go to
Sorry, Rob. Sorry, I know I said I wouldn't interrupt. But how can you say that for MGW and not for Anderson?
No, but
they both play for him.
No, but what I'm saying is that
the mere fact that Anderson is playing for England World Cup should show Morgan Gibbs White that you don't have to be a Cartel 6 player.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is they've both got the opposite sides of the same coin. So Anderson doesn't need Cartel 6 football in order to get into the England squad because he's already there. Whereas Gibbs White must be thinking, my God, I've done all this. I've got these 16 goals or whatever, but because it's for Forest and it's at the wrong end of the table.
He might go to the World Cup anyway, Rob. Just saying.
So in terms of loyalty, I would rank weirdly Gibbs White 1, Anderson 2, and Murillo 3. In terms of like most likely who wants to go, Murillo. Gibbs White has a good reason to go. The most sought after of the three will, of course, be Anderson. So, but I just hope that it's not more than one of the three, because that would really, we can generally survive one setback, but if the team gets picked apart and two or all three go, we are going to struggle next year.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I think that Murillo will go. I said this 2 years ago, but I think he will go. I think he wants to go. Mm-hmm. Anderson, I think, will go to Manchester City, and you cannot blame the guy. I'm sorry, I love my club, I love Forest, but Anderson's not a Forest fan, so I think he will go to Manchester City, and he will go with my blessing. As long as he brings in plenty of money, he will go with my blessing. MGW is the tricky one, because he could certainly go to a big club, but he does seem to have something that he likes about playing for Forest. Had we won the Europa, I think MGW would definitely have stayed. Mm. But if Manchester United, who seem like one of the likeliest, come in for him, he may go. So I think Anderson and Murillo will definitely go, and MGW might. And if they do, we're going to have a couple of 100 million to play with, and we just got to make damn sure we invest properly, which has not always been the case.
Go on, Ben. You go on now.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree. I think Murillo's got one foot out the door. I don't think he wants to live in Nottingham. I think he wants to go to Madrid or London or wherever he wants to be. Anderson, I think his value is so high at the moment. If you've got clubs like City coming in for him for 100 million. He's definitely going. Like the PSR profit on that is going to be crazy. So as much as I would like Anderson to stay, because statistically he's one of the best midfielders in the league, I'm pretty sure Anderson's going to go. And over the last few months, I have taken a liking again to MGW. So out of all three of them, I would hope that MGW stays, because if you do take him out of the team, the form that he's been on, the goal contributions, the way he makes the team go forward is massive for us. So I really hope we can keep Morgan Gibbs White, and maybe we will. And I kind of agree with Ant that there's almost something that suggests that he actually likes Nottingham and he has some type of fondness for the club. However, again, if someone comes in for, I don't know, 90, 100 mil for MGW, I can only presume that the club would sell him and try to replace him.
How though? I mean, that's the. I think that's the
Okay,
worst.
Rob,
Okay,
you know what?
that's going to be a separate discussion. Let me just give my point of view on it. And I do, in terms of the key player that you've all highlighted, I think Murillo is most likely to go this summer, and his head's not in it. You can see it. You can see it from what we've heard behind the scenes, what we're seeing on the pitch at times as well. You can see his heart's not really there, and I don't think it really ever has been. You know, he's just been waiting for that right opportunity, and that right opportunity might come this summer. In terms of Anderson, I disagree with Rob to an extent. He's not going to go for money. He's going to go for trophies. He doesn't need to go for money. He's good enough. He knows he's good enough. He's earning decent money here. I don't think he's a player that's chasing money, but he will be chasing trophies. So if that's on his agenda, then 100% he will go to a club like Man City. Obviously, he's getting his England place playing at Forest. So that's not the issue. That issue comes in for Morgan Gibbs-White. I think his decision will be based on whether he goes to the World Cup this summer or not. And I totally agree. If he doesn't go, he's going to start thinking, where do I need to go to make myself? I've played as well as I have done. I think it'll be an absolute travesty not to take him to the World Cup after the end of the season that he's had. I think it'll be a ridiculous decision. But if that does happen, then he's going to seriously be thinking, what more do I need to do? He
won't go then, mate. He won't go then.
He won't go.
I don't think you understand. We have Mr. Marinakis as our chairman. Nobody's going to come along and free sig. I can promise you that.
And that's going to lead on to my final point on this one, that whoever we sell, we have got to get maximum value. No two ways about that. Because as Rob was just about to jump onto, how are we going to replace those players? Well, you need the money in the bank first off to do it. Then you got to identify the right players. Thankfully, we haven't got Edu doing that. Hopefully, Marinakis gets it right over. So no, because I'm going to go on to these dud players because Wolfie alluded to it. You know, who of these players are we getting rid of? It's not just Morgan Gibbs-White, Anderson, and Murillo. McAtee can F off, mate. He had his chance last night. He can go. Dud.
Cancel his loan.
Gone. The duds are still duds. The duds are still duds. I was still right on it. Hutchinson's the only one who may have bought.
Well, I disagree with Des. I normally agree with Des, but I disagree with it. I think McAtee is a fine player. I understand he didn't do well last night, but who did? You know, I mean, Anderson evidently was shit last night. Would you get rid of him because he's shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he put McAtee off for Yates, not for a like-for-like player. He for a defensive player. That's how bad McAtee was last night.
McAtee hasn't been great all season. That's the difference.
He's had a couple of promising matches. Listen, I wouldn't cry if he went. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's a bit reactionary just to chuck players like that. Back could tore Chelsea apart, you know.
But I think we're all pretty much agreed on the big three, aren't we? It's the fringe players I'm talking about. The big three we're pretty much agreed on. If we can keep Morgan Gibbs, right, of the three, we want to keep him. You know, Anderson.
So who would you get rid of, Ez, from the non-big three or whatever we want to call it?
The non-big three, pretty much all of them, bud. All of them.
Go on, do the classic. All of them. Get rid of all of them.
just touched on there. I mean, Hutchinson's the only one who's actually looked.
Yeah, but go back a couple of months, and everybody was calling him a dud.
No, they were exactly. So he's been given the opportunity, and he's taken that opportunity to an extent. The others have also been given opportunities, and I don't think they've all taken their opportunities. I haven't got enough time. We don't need a squad for Europe. We don't need a squad for Europe next season.
These are not first team players. These are only squad players.
Exactly.
Okay, let me ask you boys.
I don't think we need as big a squad next season.
And you're losing. What happened to ambition? You say you want to keep McAtee because he's been good.
No, because I do rate McAtee.
Yeah, I'm not.
He hasn't been
I
great.
do rate McAtee. I've seen him play for Man City and dominate games, so I know he's a good player.
Yeah, but it's a different team.
Okay, let me ask you about this one. This one's an interesting one. Forget squad players.
So maybe our team needs to be better then to accommodate him.
And listen up, I'm asking about a first team player. Okay, chat. Would you sell Chris Wood this summer?
Sell?
Well, how much you getting? How much you getting for Chris Wood?
I don't know, 1 mil or something.
No, come on. On his right, for someone to take him on, they're going to have to afford his wages. He's not going to go with a transfer fee. It's would you let him go?
Definitely not. Definitely not with a transfer fee.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
He's 34 years old.
Yeah. So
I forget the things. Just hypothetically, someone's offered
Okay, so
10 million
maybe the
for
question of
Christmas.
would you release him?
Would you release
No.
him this summer?
No,
Would be
I
a-
wouldn't. No,
no.
no.
I
Apple
mean, I
chat.
wouldn't.
Go
No, I
agree with
wouldn't.
it. Ben say
I wouldn't.
Ben say yes. Just to add some context.
I wouldn't release him on a free. I've got to say though, I don't want next season to have a Chris Wood type striker. I want Cali Muendo back. I want a striker who's going to run at the defense through the middle. I'm fed up of just seeing crosses
I
going to
think
the box.
you're overhyping Calimuendo as well, bro. He scored 6 goals in the Farmers League, man.
Why have we become this team where the way we try to score nowadays is put a cross into the box and hope it lands on Chris Wood's head, and then
No, I don't think that's the case, man. Look at the last. Okay,
I wish we'd done that last night.
I know, yeah, but
Yeah,
take
but
last night out of it.
Well,
How
well,
good has the football been? How good has the football been? And it hasn't been just crossing it into the box.
Yeah, but Backfired came on last night, took a corner, and Pereira was going absolutely psychopathic. He put it straight into the keeper's hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that could have been backward.
And we've never seen that before from any of our players, have we?
Yeah,
But
exactly.
he was
All of
going
them
mad
think
at
the
his
same
set
thing.
piece coach. He was going mad at the set piece coach, not the players, at the set piece coach. That's who he was going mad at. Yeah.
I still think that, let's say we keep MGW and Hutchinson and Callum Hudson-Odoi, etc. If they want to start cutting inside more, having pop shots, etc., I still don't think Chris Wood is the perfect type of striker to have in front of them. I think Chris Wood is better.
Chris Wood shouldn't be our number 9 next season. No way. Should be our number 9.
But this is the question I'm asking, Ant. This is the question I'm asking.
But I would still like to be playing with a front 2 next season. I liked what Pereira did in this short spell. I'm not going to give him the job in the summer, but I like what he did with our team, and I liked how attacking we were, how many chances and our strike rate has been ridiculous, barring last night. It's been ridiculous. Goal per game.
Last night,
goal per shot.
Last night has
confidence
definitely
and great
affected the way that we're feeling about all these players, hasn't it? Let's be honest.
Let's take last night out of a picture, but the previous 10 games, unbeaten, the 5 wins. Fantastic football, the best football I have seen since we got promoted. I was going to say it now, yeah. So I'm not ready to let that go. I'd be looking for a series of strikers. I'd be looking for 2 up front, and the backup is always going to be Chris Wood. I wouldn't let him go. There's no reason to let him go.
He's injury prone. As he's been out for what?
Absolutely. So he's in the background.
Can I give you the worst case scenario? Imagine if.
Rob, please give us the worst case scenario, Rob. We rely on you to give us the worst case scenario.
What it is, we let him go on a free, and he goes to bloody Coventry or Ipswich, and he scores like 15 goals there, and then they finish above us in the table. No. I've waited all season for him to come back. And I think that I've just about forgiven him for New Zealand. And I think that in his head, he's a committed athlete, and he will not just be phoning it in next year. I've confidence that he can maybe not lead the line next year, but he could contribute. Okay. And to sign somebody that's going to be guaranteed better than Chris Wood next year, you're going to have to get 50 or 60 million out, which means you're going to have to sell Anderson. Okay. So I think why just kick him out the door?
Yeah, we will sell Anderson and we will get a new striker, surely. I wouldn't
bring them alongside. Bring them alongside. And if he's not getting the games, you can let him go in January.
Rob, has it occurred to you? And this is not a dig at you or anything, but we may not play 4-4-2 next season. We may not play 2 up front next season. It's very unusual to play 2 up front. And maybe Pereira played that out of necessity. But when the chips, when it comes to a new season and you're starting again, 4-4-2 is very, very rare these days. I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm just pointing down the facts. And if Pereira's not there, it's unlikely that any new manager we bring in is going to play with 2 up front.
Yeah. Okay. So in general, you guys seem to be on agreement to keep Chris Wood. So let me just run this by you. Hold on. As things stand, we got Chris Wood, Jesus, Callum Muendo will be back on the books, even though he may go.
Is
he? And Taiwo. You've already got 4 strikers. You're all saying you'd buy another striker. So who are you getting rid of, man? We can't.
No, Callum Muendo's gone. Callum Muendo's gone.
Okay, right, so you still got 3. Would you still buy a new striker, Ant?
Jesus, as you well know, is not a frontline striker.
And only 4 goals in his last 5 Premier League games.
Yeah. So what? So what? We don't play 4-4-2 normally. Okay. So he's
We've
not
got
a
Luka
full-time
as well.
striker. He is fantastic player. I love him to bits. He's a great player behind the striker, not as the striker. That's
Okay,
his position. We've seen
okay,
it. We
okay,
have
I don't need
actually
to profile
seen it
each
with our
player.
eyes. We've seen it with our eyes.
Oh,
when he
okay,
plays
all right, cool.
fine.
He's good. He's crap. Whatever. This isn't the point I'm making. We've already got 4 on the books. Whether you
No,
think
because Calawendo's gone.
all right,
Jesus
fine,
not
you've got
striker.
3. Are
So
you
we've
still
got-
buying?
we've
Do
got
you want a
2 on
new
the ball.
striker?
We've got,
Yeah.
of course I do.
So you want another? So you're getting rid of
Yeah,
someone? Who are you
new
getting rid of?
Well, Tyrell will have to go, won't he?
You go
I feel like
Tyler.
that's a shame, because he's been good.
I tell you what, Rob. I tell you what. I would, if 5 million offer came in for Tyrell for Chris Wood and a 10 million pound offer came in for Tyrell, I'd sell Chris Wood.
Mm.
We don't need to sell them because, like Ant says, Jesus is being used as a 10. Luka will be gone, so effectively we've got Chris Wood and Tyrell.
Go back in.
Right. So I know it's a cop out, but we have still got 3 games left to see what the 3 of them have to offer. I mean,
Yeah.
if Chris Wood scores,
Do we not know
against
by now?
Newcastle-
Do we not know by now?
No, but the question is, right, we know what Taiwo's ceiling is, right? If Taiwo was anything like back to how he was that first year under Cooper, you'd want him in your squad, right?
Or in that game against Chelsea, Rob. If he gets back to that form, he looks brilliant.
and against Spurs, because he's the one out of the 3 that can burst behind the defense and just do a tap in on with a deep cross. You don't really see the others doing that, So
And it's not like
The goal he scored against Brentford as well. That was a fantastic goal.
yeah,
Pace,
We're not-
power, precision.
We're not going to be
Look.
desperate to sell. If we're getting 100 million for Anderson, 80 million for Murillo, whatever it may be, we're not going to be in desperation to get loads of money. So keep them. If they're going to benefit our squad, then keep them.
Yeah, but it's squad size. You can't have 10
and
stars.
man, I need to call you out on this, son. Right? So you would keep Wood, you would keep Jesus, you would keep who else? Did you say you keep Taiwo?
I would keep one of Chris Wood or Tyrell. I wouldn't keep them both.
Okay, but you're the guy who sat here and said a Forest striker should be getting 20 goals, Premier League goals a season, correct?
I think I caved in and got it down to about 16.
Okay, fine, 16. All right, yeah, I'm not calling out those numbers or anything.
You
Which
think
one of
you
them-
you
They
lying?
get midfielders that get that.
Hold on. Which
They've
one of
obviously been
those
trying to do
3?
one.
Which one of those 3 next season do you see matching your expectations?
None of them.
None. I'm only keeping them. Apart from I'm keeping Jesus, but in a different position. I'm only keeping one of Taiwo and Chris Wood as a squad player. I'm not keeping them as the main number 9.
Mm.
I agree.
So I want a new striker to come in and be our main goal scoring striker. I want somebody with
Okay.
power, pace, ferocious shots. Stan Collymore would do. He would be perfect.
Marmouche.
Okay.
Marmouche is absolute dog poo.
He's not.
No, he's not. He'd be good for Forest.
Go on,
It's
Ez.
dog shit, mate. I've watched
I'm
him.
just
You're
confused.
not speaking over Ez. Let Ez in. Let us go on.
I'm just confused. Like I just said, I've just barring last night. I've just watched some of the best football Forest have played since we got promoted.
Yeah.
That's fucking interrupts me. I get fucking told to shut up.
Playing I'm not even listening. Playing a 4-4-2 or playing 2 up front. I don't think it's quite a 4-4-2, but playing 2 up front, we've got some of the best results, best run of results, best type of football without conceding goals, making sure every single shot hits the back of a net or is on target. And now we don't even want to discuss playing 2 up front. I mean, in terms of the number of strikers you need 4 or 5 if you're going to have 2 up front. But I just said, I'm not giving Pereira a job, but I wouldn't throw the baby out with the bathwater. That is some of the best football I've seen. So I don't know why that's not an option to keep 2 strikers. In terms of Taiwo,
you think Pereira's played the best style of football, you said, since we've come back up.
Yeah.
You are a man who appreciates good football, are you not?
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you give him the job?
Because of what I said at full time yesterday. And obviously at that stage I didn't know what he was saying about 3 or 4 players on the bench that weren't even going to be playing. I didn't know he said all that, but I was angry that he'd blown that chance and he'd blown his opportunity to stay, and that's what I was angry about, because I was quite happy to keep him if he got us for Europa Cup. I would have definitely considered keeping him. I wouldn't have made any sense to change him because, like I said, the football's been amazing. However, saying that, he's not going to. I don't think he's going to be given that time from Marinakis. I think Marinakis already knows he wants somebody else, and he was always going to be a stopgap. The only thing that would have kept him in his job was winning this trophy and getting us into the Champions League. He's not managed to do that. So that's why I don't think he's going to stick around. And I said I'm not precious about any manager. I'm not going to be precious about him after 10, 15 games as a Nottingham Forest, unless he'd won us the game last night and got us to the final and potentially won us a cup. But the style of football, are you guys arguing that that's not been the best football that you've seen since we've been promoted? I don't think
they're going to get rid of Vitor. Why?
You don't think?
No.
That's a different question. But
you need somebody with a full pre-season. What are you going to do? Let Pereira play 3 games, then get rid of him as well?
No, you get rid. I told you about. I said this earlier. Whatever decision you make it on the final, straight after the final whistle of the last game of the season.
Okay, well, if on the final day of the season we get relegated, then yeah, get rid of him. But if not, then keep him. I'd definitely keep him.
What, you still think you think there's a chance we can get relegated? I don't
think in the Premier League in the last 6 games, we're like the number 2 informed team. We can have a good season. We can have a good
one. So are you saying you're keeping him anyway, Ben? Is that what you're saying?
Well, obviously, if we stay up, then I would.
It's gone on to a different question altogether, but you're saying you're keeping him anyway.
I would keep Pereira if we stay in the Premier League, 100%.
All right, let's ask this question, see what you think in the chat. Just before we do, a quick reminder, do hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Big up to Ben. Did we do your 40 months? We'll do it again, Ben. Thank you for the 40 months. Gerald with the £10 says, at the end of the day, you're losers. End of.
Thanks for the £10.
Actually, bro, we're
£10 donation. I'll have a nice pint on that.
Losers.
Thanks a lot.
At the end of the day, we always win £10.
At the end of the day,
who do you support, by the way, Gerald?
At the end of the day, you got more hair under your nose than your head, mate. So I won't be.
Who do you support, Gerald?
Profile picture, bro. But anyway,
because whoever you support, I'll find something to rip your ass off with it. So tell us your support.
Pardon? Okay, I know you know people, but bloody hell.
Big up to Andy with the 4.99. He goes, Gibbs White 70. Oh, this
Can
is
you imagine?
valuation.
Sorry,
no, can't, don't.
Huh? No, £10 just to call somebody names.
£2 each.
I love it.
Perfect. Yeah.
I never thought I would hear the day where Ant says on GOR, I will find you and rip your ass apart.
You have to. Yeah.
I will find you. I did not say that. I said I would rip you off the team that you support. I.e., I would take the mickey. I would find something to take the mickey. That's not what I tried to make out that I'm a psychopath.
Bring that super chat back up. Bring that super chat back up.
I don't know who you are, Gerald.
Come on, Gerald. Pay another £10 to get your own back.
Is anyone thinking that Anderson's going to go for any less than 100 mil if he goes in summer? I wouldn't accept.
Well, Anderson is a 9-figure sum. 9-figure sum. It's going to be.
So who are the Chelsea players that those CDMs that they signed for over 100 million each? Lavia was one of them, wasn't he?
Caicedo.
Enzo was 100 million.
Enzo as well.
Declan Rice.
I know they. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, so but Declan Rice is good. He's playing for a championship-winning team.
Declan Rice is
all playing together in the same team, and they can't even beat our B squad. Come on, that's not a fair comparison, is it? To Declan Rice.
Let me read the super chat. Big up Andy the 499. He goes, Gibbs like 70 mil, Anderson 80, Nico 50, Murillo 50. Huh? I think that's a little low. Endoy
you having a laugh?
30 total, 280, and they're just the players who I think will go if we're being real. Oh, and pizza. Huh?
What do you guys reckon Murillo's worth nowadays? Because I reckon he's
Take it off the screen, man. I don't want the Epstein Pizzagate shit going on.
No, guys, what do you reckon then? Because I reckon Murillo's gone. I reckon 40, 45 now.
No,
No. People will have wanted him still, and they'll still.
I'll tell you why you're wrong, Anne.
I hope you're right. But
I'll tell you why you're wrong. I'll tell you why you're
rubbish
wrong.
this season. Let's be honest.
Why'd
It's
you
been
wrong?
rubbish.
I'll tell you why he's wrong, because Ops fans still haven't seen his bad passing games and stuff. They still talk. When you go and talk to them, they say MGW, Murillo, Anderson. He's still regarded.
Yeah. Well, I would probably say that as well. But, you know, you've got to be realistic and actually analyse how badly he's played this season. He's been poor this season.
And don't stop that. The scouts are watching.
And to be fair, Ops YouTubers aren't the ones signing the players, really, are they? So they can.
Yeah, but they're the ones.
And I don't think that they're the financial directors of the major clubs in the world, unless they're going to take what I say.
YouTubers can build
Right.
hype.
The thing
Yeah,
against
we
Murillo,
can. Proper YouTubers.
Murillo is he's not going to be at the World Cup by the looks of it. So you know he's not going to get the.
Is that certain?
Yeah.
Is that certain?
Yeah,
He's not had any games.
It's one of your theories that you're going to turn into reality, Rob? Because
he's had one game which was against Argentina, and he got hooked at half time. All right, and that's.
I don't think he's been good enough, Rob.
Was that friendly?
Never mind all that. I don't think he's been good enough.
He's not been in our top 5 best players this season.
How have you lot developed a Murillo agenda like overnight?
No,
because he's let the club down. Because he's let the club down.
Yeah,
the players that are going to go. The players that are going to go. The players that are going to go for eye-watering amounts.
You know what? So Milenkovic as well. Milenkovic was shit last night.
Oh,
no,
God,
I still love him. I still love him.
If we're discussing transfer values, then playing in the World Cup, that's what's going to drive the eye-watering amounts, okay? And if somebody ain't even there, they're not going to fetch top dollar.
Yeah, but he'll still go for more than 40 million.
Yeah,
way
definitely.
more than 40 million.
I'd say he's 60 right now.
Way more.
Well, it's a question. Also, we don't have to accept the offer if it doesn't meet our valuation.
And then he's going to go back to Dubai again.
No, I'll tell you where he's going to go. I'll tell you now where he's going to go. He's going to go to Liverpool. He's going to replace Van Dijk.
That's what I was going to say. Liverpool.
If you replace Van Dijk,
can I read this out? Because I wanted to find out who the best Brazilian centre halves
Is it
were.
from Nathan?
Who's got the best Brazilian? Sorry,
Yeah.
I am.
This is AI. This is AI. Top Brazilian centre backs in 2026 include Premier League standouts Gabriel Magalhães, Arsenal, and Murillo, Nottingham Forest, along with Real Madrid's Eder Militao. Then he's got Bremer, Marquinhos. But I can't believe that Murillo. He's still got admirers.
Well, here's an interesting point. Is Igor anywhere near Brazil call up? Because he's played for them before. Igor has played for Brazil.
If Richarlison can get in their team, Ant could get in their team.
Well, no, but on form, you might, because Brazil.
Yeah, he's got a shout. He's got a shout.
Yeah, Brazilians love him. I think he's got good sway in that team. I think he'll go.
What about Morato?
As long as they play him in the right position. Don't ask him to play Richarlison's role. Make sure he plays in the right position.
I'd play Richarlison as
not a proper striker.
I would love it if Igor went to the World Cup, by the way.
No, but what you said there, Rob. I'd love it if it took Morato just for the vibes, man. I'd love it.
Are we gonna?
How much will we get from Morato, do you reckon?
I don't know.
We were offered 17.
It'd be funny if he came up against Ollie Watkins.
35 million, you can have him. I think get some value.
I was going to call you Benoit, but it doesn't say Benoit. Pick up for the $8. Benito says, is Anderson still a generational English talent?
Yeah.
I mean, I've never said that, but.
No, I've never said that.
It's a cliche term. It's not generational.
Well, can we just?
You've got to listen. I don't want to belittle my beautiful, wonderful club, but you've got to see him playing in Champions Leagues and things like that.
That's what I was going to say. There is we should allow for the possibility that if he went to another club, he may even be a better player there.
Yeah, exactly.
Or he may not stand out as much as he does when he plays for a team like ours.
True.
I mean, if he goes to Manchester City, he's got a hell of a job replacing Bernardo. In fact, he wouldn't be able to do it. He's more likely to replace the ex-Chelsea player, isn't he? What's his name? Kovacic.
You reckon?
And also, the word generational for me means there's only one player in a lifetime that can have that title.
No,
That's
in a
it.
generation. That's why it's called a generation, bro. And
I
generation-
agree with that, except
You're right, yeah.
in
Generation is the
YouTube. In YouTube terms, it's like one of the 2 or 3 best players in your
Oh,
side.
bro,
So that's how
I
YouTube
hear
is taught.
Esteban was generational. I've heard
Yeah, I know.
Ahmed is
Yeah.
generational.
Cole Palmer, generational.
Palmer
Yeah,
generational.
he's
Foden
good.
generational.
Hey, I tell you what, he plays for Chelsea as well. But when he was at Man U, Garnacho, he was generational. Remember?
Yeah. Anyway, listen, we've still got so much to talk about, but let's wrap it up there. We've been going for an hour and a half, and these boys don't want to be here. So, can you give them some likes? Because they did turn up against their will.
I flew back, man. I came back. How far is
jet lag?
How far is Benidorm, man? 2,000
Jet lag.
Every night, yeah.
He's on the same plane as Sangare. They're both jet lag.
It was the Sangria. Sorry, no, it wasn't that at all.
Yeah, generation shit.
Any people I can see that are live West Ham Fan TV, so they're stressing out. So maybe go we'll send you their way. It might cheer you up a little.
Gaza was generational, I would say.
I actually think Ryan Yates is more generational because no one's like Ryan Yates. Who's like Ryan Yates?
It's a generation younger.
Ryan Yates has been called a generational player. I think
generational talent.
On that bombshell, make sure you've liked, make sure you subscribe. Check out OK Jerseys. The link's in the description. Use code FFTV for a further 8% off. We'll see you tomorrow for the Newcastle preview. Yay, I can't wait. Come on, you ready?
You ready?
You ready?